A new development in the brewing trade war between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. The U.S. choosing to delay tariffs for 30 days for those countries. However, a 10% tariff remains for China. I'm your neighborhood reporter Jessica Davis, speaking with a Boise State University political science professor about how these tariffs could affect consumers if put into place.
Prices on goods that the countries have imported into the United States are likely to rise, and these tariffs are fairly steep.
Over the weekend, President Donald Trump announced his administration will be implementing a 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico and 10% towards China. But by the afternoon, the U.S. came to a deal with both Canada and Mexico to pause the increase. But if this did go through, that would mean higher prices for goods coming out of the three countries. According to Boise State political science professor Ross Burkhardt, the global average tariff rate is about 2.5%. This increase could mean higher prices for food, auto parts, and lumber.
The auto manufacturers use all three countries as part of the production process for automobiles. And if tariffs rise to a fairly high level, it may simply impede the cost of doing automobile manufacturing.
Brian Dickens is the owner of Bench Garage on Vista. He says some impacts would be felt right away, no matter how old or new your car may be.
Because maybe the filters are made in Mexico, or the filters are made that filter, instead of it costing $4 for the consumer, it might cost $5. But that's something you have to get done 2 to 3 times a year.
With these tariffs, Dickens says your oil changes could cost more. However, he says it could take months or even years before we see a direct impact on some car parts, as local shops burn through the supplies they have on hand before reordering.
Some of these parts that we get for cars actually sit on a shelf for a year, 2 years, 6 months, 1 month, not unless it's a part that is in need that you're going to see.
Stay with Idaho News 6 on air and online as this story continues to develop. I'm your neighborhood reporter Jessica Davis, reporting for Idaho News 6.